Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Fnatic's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick.
Outworld Devourer.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Welcome back. We're here again at game number 2 of this best of 5 between Fnatic and WarriorsGaming.Unity. Myself and Blitz taking you through the grand final of the C qualifiers for ESL One Manila. And Blitz, the draft is underway. It's begun. We're seeing Doom first phase banned and an OD. WarriorsGaming.Unity is their primary pick.
OD, good hero overall. Not a lot of weaknesses. The one weakness is you can mess with his turn rate or his attack speed. Those are the two things that are really good against him. Fnatic, once again, setting things up with a Vengeful Spirit.
They really like this first phase Venge pick for 3-4-3.
I think that's an underrated statement. They first pick it like every game. It's like their go-to now. Kind of like what we saw with Pile Die and like Secret when they just kept first phasing Lion.
Yeah, I think the past 5 games they've like first picked Vengeful Spirit, because before people would be kind of scared of 3-4-3 picking an Oracle in like second phase and stuff like that, and second phase bans would maybe be targeted a little bit towards him. But Venge Batrider, this opener again, and you said turn rate is the doom and bane of OD a little bit. Batrider definitely messes with that with his sticky napalm.
His attack is the most important thing in the game. You mess with his attack,
10 seconds
mess with the hero. A side way to deal with him.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, don't need to hex or disable him too thoroughly, just to make sure he can't hit anyone and throw out Sandy's Eclipse. Of course, this is the grand final of the C qualifier. Best of 5. Game number 1 went the way of Fnatic. Warriors Gaming, they've kind of walked themselves through. They beat Tarang 2-1, they beat MVP 2-0, then NGE 2-0. They've only dropped 1 game throughout the entire qualifier, while Fnatic, I don't believe they've dropped a single game. They beat Beyond Infinity 2-0 and Mongols 2-0 as well to get themselves through to the grand final. So the 2 Malaysian squads, they've done pretty damn well getting themselves through this far, while Warriors Gaming go back for an IO. Wisp and OD opener, and Wisp recently hasn't necessarily needed like a partner. We don't always see the Wisp Tiny or the Wisp Chaos Knight.
I think Wisp Tiny is not as good anymore in general. There are like a lot of ways around that combo now.
Now it's just like it kind of feels like a buffer hero where you move around, control runes, go to like off lane and mid, and you kind of secure the lanes with just the regen from Tether and Bottle.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Just a good hero overall.
And then obviously later on you've got Relocate to jump yourselves forward and upset the status quo of how things are going. Get yourself across the map when not expected.
Yeah.
Chen banned out by WG. Fnatic remove that combination.
DJ bans.
Yeah, of course. DJ Doom, Enchantress, Chen. What else is there? Bounty Hunter's still out there, actually. That could be a decent shout. Faceless Void, good combo. Chrono plus Arcane Orbs allows
10
that OD to
seconds
have
remaining.
pretty much free time stacking up the int gain.
5 seconds remaining.
Are you going to ban the bounty? Are you going to ban the bounty? Just remove all of DJ's heroes? I don't know if you can give it up. OD Wisp, you've got like one disable between you so far with just Astral. Spectre ban actually out from
Fnatic's
WG.
turn to
Wow. Fnatic have been using that to pretty good use. And Net's hero pool over the past couple of weeks has basically been Sven Spec, yeah. And Slardar in last game, it didn't really work spectacularly.
10 seconds
They won the
remaining.
game, but farm rate wasn't amazing.
5 seconds remaining.
Beastmaster's always a pretty good pairing here for the OD. Again, with that Raw
Reserve
just
time.
locking down one target so we can hit through them. Got nothing so far from Warriors Gaming to really deal with Batrider's Lasso. Like, OD's Astral isn't reliable. But I don't know, you can't really fit an Oracle in here with a Wisp, can you?
I don't think Oracle game like this is particularly useful anyways. I think you want a more high pace hero that kind of messes with the lack of mobility. Heroes like OD, because OD doesn't want to rotate at all. IO has the relocate, of course, but he always has to stick with somebody. The one fatal
Fnatic's
downfall.
turn to pick.
The Slark ban again. Remove Arjit's annoying carry hero there, but he's still got the Juggernaut. Still got the Ember Spirit, which he's been utilizing to great effect recently as well. Probably going to be the Nana OD. With the rest of them, though, whoa. Gyro.
Radiant team pick.
Gives you a lot of early game team fight, and definitely peaks a little bit sooner. But it's a hero that hasn't been heavily prioritized recently.
No, but Dire Gyrocopter is always going to be a thing. It's never bad. On Radiant side, I'm done with that hero. Dire side Gyro, you can still invade into the jungle really early.
Well, TP to bot tier 1.
Yeah, you just TP to the bot tier 1,
10
get control of the
seconds
jungle. It's one of the best heroes at doing that, by
Okay.
far, actually.
5 seconds remaining.
Get himself level 7 and just run
Can
around
they
the
hear
map
the
a little
birds?
bit.
Reserve time.
I don't think so. If they can, they'll enjoy it. They'll like it.
No, they'll hate it. They'll close the window.
I'm sure it's
You might like.
I'm pretty sure they cannot hear the birds. But there's birdies tweeting. There's no one complaining, but you can go and close the window if you want to. Blitz is such a kind, gentle soul that even if there was a low chance of you hearing the
Fnatic's
tweeting
turn
birds,
to pick.
it destroying your ears. It's really just because he hates the birds, right? Doesn't want to hear them while casting. Lion here for WG.Unity. You turn it sideways and then close it and then turn it down. Handle. There we go. Magical. Fnatic, 4th pick now for them.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
dealing with Lion Wisp. I mean, Lion's been a pretty mainstay hero in that 5 role,
seconds
just being able to give
remaining.
you the double disable from Earthspike and Hex. Pretty
Reserve
self-sustaining. You know, it's nice when he has items. It's really cool when he has a blink dagger, but he doesn't necessarily need it to run around and use that finger of death to zap people out. So Oblivion and Fnatic go back with mid 1 Zeus.
time. Radiant team pick.
Also with no invoker for him, Templar Assassin going to be a little bit scary to pick up here against that disabling Lion. Instead, go for something that can sit back a little bit more against the OD.
Alright.
The,
So they've
the,
got
the birds are
the-
killed.
The Zeus, Spec, they don't get the Spectre, but they have so
10
much team fight
seconds
actually.
remaining.
On this lineup on Fnatic side, it's really hard for
5 seconds
Warriors to
remaining.
contest this. Although they kind of have to with their lineup.
And Wisp Lion are incredibly squishy.
I do like this pick though,
Fnatic's
the
turn
Juggernaut.
to ban.
Oh, it does pretty bad against the Batrider. And Gyrocopter doesn't do great against the Jug, just because the Jug can spin through your Rocket Brush, and his ulti does really well against Gyrocopters.
10 seconds remaining.
Especially since Gyro's cooldown doesn't slow anymore when you're match commune.
5 seconds remaining.
That was pretty crazy though, that it did that.
It was a strong ability. Definitely.
Reserve time.
This bands out, so 1 and 2 roles, the 2 supports for Warriors Gaming are picked up. Fnatic, they still need one final support left, but it's going to be the offlaner that Warriors Gaming still kind of require here. Now, Beastmaster is out in the pool. Probably the prime suspect. It's going to be the Nyx band, though.
Radiant team
But they remove out themselves, while Warriors Gaming, they're looking for another support here, something that can be picked up and played by DJ. Does Bounty even fit here anymore? You still have a roaming Bounty running around? Or
10
Fnatic?
seconds remaining.
It could work because they just have so much overwhelming teamfight
5
on their team
seconds
to begin
remaining.
with. Go with the Night Stalker again, though. I believe in it.
Dire Enigma
Fnatic's
taken
turn
out.
to pick.
Bounty or NS. I'm down with either.
Fnatic, what's your plan to go to? Something that can just make shit happen on the map, honestly. Just run at people a little bit. Always dual lane with that Batrider. No Enchantress or Chen though to give him a Satyr to help out
10
down there.
seconds remaining.
They really ban out Chrissy.
Oh, for sure.
5
Like pretty much
seconds
all C teams do now against Fnatic. If Fnatic have first pick,
Reserve time.
often you'll see like an Invoker ban and an Enchantress ban, just because they don't want mid one to get his Invoker. But then the rest of the bans are just like, well, you see, we don't want you getting your hands on any of these. Not going to allow you to do it. And for other roaming heroes, you mentioned the Night Stalker. There we go.
Yep. Yeah, they did it.
Radiant team
Good stuff.
pick.
So the NS Batrider lane is coming back. And against Jugger Lion. Our Lion's not going to have a happy time. There's also silence from the Night Stalker, so once he's like level 3 or 4, Juggernaut Spin isn't going to be that failsafe. Treat him away from Sticky Napalm and Firefly. WG, what is your plan? Been a while since we've seen
10
anything, like a
seconds
Magnus Juggernaut to get that Empower and farm through Ancients.
5
RP would be
seconds
decent,
remaining.
but it's just like laning phase, being able to control up these supports, make sure you know exactly where they are.
Reserve
The
time.
Beastmaster Boar and stuff like that is incredibly potent. I guess if you want to go greedier here for Warriors Gaming, the Lone Druid's an option. It does leave you pretty open, being run over by Fnatic.
Beastmaster.
That's probably the safer one.
Oh, Lone Druid it is. They have two really inactive cores. I don't know how I feel about this. Because Fnatic are just gonna run at you.
I only threw it out there because Lone Druid was not banned or touched at all. Does feel a little bit scary, but we'll see how Wen performs over on the Lone Druid as he picks it up. Argent on the Juggernaut. Fnatic, they've kind of set themselves up for a lot of early game team fight. As soon as it gets like 15 to 25 minutes, they're just going to be running around, fighting around these towers. They are dire side without an amazing Roche taking lineup. I guess they've got like Revenge minus armor, and Gyro should have lifesteal plus a fair amount of damage. But this isn't really a Roche
10
taking.
seconds
It's not
remaining.
built around taking Roche down. It wants to go and kill people and then maybe dip back in there and
5 seconds remaining.
get out under their noses. Into game we go.
Yeah, they really you don't want to go down
Prepare for
2-0
battle.
against a team like Fnatic.
Net has boots first on Gyro.
Yeah. It's the I don't really need items build. Let's try to kill their Lone Druid build.
Oh, that's a good way. He's gonna get his early observable down. Something
Oh, that's cool.
he's Mushi kind of started this, especially dire side with Spectre, is where I've seen him do it more often than not. And then Net has continued this kind of trend of just TPing towards mid and going across.
Ah, foo.
What happened? What made him get triggered by that?
I think it's just because it says AFU, but I think they're just playing around.
Oh right,
It
mid one triggered him.
Yeah, I think they were just playing around.
30 seconds to battle.
Oh yeah, they know each other. Like they've been trolling each other in chat and all that.
Yeah.
Observer board over here though. Radiant one should have seen Ohio place this. At least they'll know that he doesn't have an observer board in his inventory anymore.
Yeah.
Unity just going to set themselves up for pretty standard lanes. Lion Juggernaut down towards bottom. Anti-Rune bot should be secured here by
Battle
Fnatic.
begins.
The rest of Unity More control up for Nana's bounty take up a top lane. Now, Lone Druid, he is building into that Iron Talon as quickly as he possibly can, realizing that Gyro plus Ven just stun into Barrage. Damage output is pretty damn good, even with the Spirit Bear around him. Doesn't have vast amount of HP. He's gonna drag this wave back. Does he double stack this, or does he just loop it around?
He just loops it around. That for a second thought he was gonna mess with it, but this bear is really hard to do anything about. I think the only thing that does significant damage this early on is the Sunray.
3-4-3, hello there. Pull across into the medium camp. So now Lone Druid doesn't get this wave across. No, he's not going to be able to drag it. He's trying his hardest to get this aggro back.
Can't do anything about it.
But 3-4-3 is also going to get the experience from this Elf Wolf camp. That's a nice chunk of change there for him. Lone Druid will come in, try and sneak a couple of these last hits. He'll secure one. Look for the other Wolf as well. 3-4-3. Ah, Lone Druid sneaks it. I'll get the denies back onto the actual lane creep as well, though. Let's take a look at bot, though. Arjit as well as Zaki are already being troubled by Ohio and DJ. The Night Stalker and Bat Rider. It's dangerous, dangerous lane. While they've picked mid one as Zeus, who just sits back and spams out Arc Lightning. He's not under too much pressure here from OD and Wisp, but he still has to be wary about his positioning, right?
Yeah. This is a really easy lane for you to die in. I think we saw it yesterday, actually. Nana played this lane against, I can't remember who player was, but it was OD versus Zeus, remember, and he was just kind of getting in his face.
Yeah, he basically sat up on top of that enemy ramp.
Yeah. One is kind of similar, although the Wisp can't really trade hits. He's just trying to get mid one, though, to burn out a lot of his mana. They should get the bottle in short order, too, on this Wisp. They really need it.
Both Zaki and Arthur have to be careful about these calls throwing damage onto them, while Lone Druid up at top, he'll pull across. Will he? And farm through the camp, but 3-4-3 spotted him out. There's no Venom here from Wen, as again, he's going in for that Iron Talon build. At least it looks like he is. Saved up 400 gold, and I don't know, is this a lane that you can go without and just try and farm through?
No. I wish that was like
just a straight up no. You need Iron Talon.
Yeah, you should get it. At the very least, it makes the big camp really abusable for yourself. You kind of have to do, in all honesty. Bottom lane, though, is the more curious thing for me. How much they can get out of it. DJ with the boots first, it's a heavy commitment. This mid lane, too. One's actually doing okay. He's got 6 CS, getting behind, but level-wise, he's doing alright. Because the ODS split so much with the Wisp.
There's no mana here from Nana. 8 stick charges though, still saved up, so I'll have that as a little bit of a turnaround if he wants to go in onto mid one. But bottle's empty, his brown boots should be out on the way to him as well as that. Well, as Gyrocopter just continues farming himself through. Phase boots, once that's up and running, can potentially just chase down the Lone Druid with one stun from Vengeful Spirit and look for a kill. But neither team are looking to play too aggressively, it's just securing farm for Ohio at bottom lane as he is actually even with the leaders there with 15 last hits. Juggernaut struggling a tiny amount. Not able to get in there, no Quelling Blade. He's got no stick either. Interesting decision as Ohio gets jumped on with their Hex after stun. Arjit will spin down onto the Bat Rider and try and chase him out. The damage output is good enough. They kill him. Zaki is chased by DJ. The trade-off is there at the very least, but Arjit, he wants a little bit more. With the swipe through, the crit level 2. DJ will take a fair amount of damage.
Gold lead goes in favor of Fnatic for that trade.
And then a bounty rune for the Night Stalker, and they come straight back down here. Juggernaut at least has his phase boots up and running. That poor little lion, he's just got nothing to do down here apart from start the fight off, hope Juggernaut gets a kill and then run the hell away.
Now that it's nighttime as well, things get a little bit more difficult for them.
Oh, DJ with that kill actually up to level 4, so now he's got the 2-1-1.
Yeah, he's in a really good position to contest now for them.
Mid one has got level 2 in the Lightning Bolt, and they're playing aggressively into this. DJ runs forward, and with that nuke onto Arfu, mid one, he doesn't have, oh, he's got 2 stick charges, but the damage output's not good enough. Fnatic, mid one, going to try and regen himself back through this, even with a TP cancelled out there by WG Unity, thinking about Jumping themselves towards that mid lane with a Lion. This top lane where DJ sets his heart on, and when Lone Druid realizes what's coming. They don't have any direct vision. Oh, they do. They do have direct vision of him. This Observer Ward up on the high ground sees DJ running across. It allows the Lone Druid to retreat and make sure he's safe.
Yeah, he's playing around. He doesn't want to get gone on before he hits 6.
So Ohio's Bat Rider. I'm sure he's not caught again by the double disables. Well, it's pretty good play from Nana, realizing that the Night Stalker is still lurking around somewhere. DJ hanging around in these trees. He's looking for that little sprint across this mid lane to find the Outworld Devourer. Fnatic, they've kind of been figured out here in the early stages at the very least. This one good Observer Ward is spotting everything DJ does. And now a new Observer Ward over to the east side of this mid lane. Oh, watch out for him as well.
They're just doing a good job of stifling the aggression from Fnatic, because Fnatic is a team that relies really heavily on all of these mid-game engagements going well for them, and then kind of snowballing into it. But they've shut down DJ for the most part, or they've at least limited his effectiveness. This mid lane that's incredibly hard for him to gank. So the Treads OD plus the Wisp. He's got the wand available too. It's quite hard for him to die. AJ's gonna come in mid now, taking the spot of the Zeus, who doesn't want to waste this Arcane Rune and the 3 bottle charges that come with it. But as a result, the Bat Rider
Radiant's
gonna be able
top
to do
tower
too
is
much
under
to
attack.
contest bottom, splitting in between the lane and that top creep camp.
Yeah, he keeps stacking it for himself as well, so Ohio he's pushed past level 6 and now into his Tranquil Boots. Blink Dagger, it's slowly but surely getting here, and he's also one of these players that likes the bottle on the Bat Rider as well. And if he's going to control that bottom rune, perfectly acceptable for him to go for that, knowing that he's got that secured HP regen to contest up against the Lion and the Juggernaut. DJ is going to come back and return into this. Ohio, Firefly up, past the ridge, to the trees.
That was good. Didn't die there. That was the most important thing by far. Trying to set up a kill though with the Zeus ulti. And he's got the Arcane Rune going right now, but DJ's getting denied again. Being run around the map right now. Being able to get this mid kill though would be huge.
Oh, is mid one going to be able to turn this back? Fairy Fire. The heal is there. Arfu TPs again. Saves up the OD. And DJ, like you're saying, he's just got no entrances here. There's no avenue to actually get in onto a target.
Yeah.
These Observer Walls just see everything he's doing.
He's just half a second behind. Every single time they make the move bottom, he starts running down there. It's ended. Then he decides to go mid. And the OD goes on the Zeus, but there's nothing to be gained from it.
How do you get out of situations like that? Do you just like stop and realize I need to go farm jungle with an Iron Talon, or do I go sit on a lane somewhere?
Radiant's middle
I think
tower
he's gonna
is
sit
under
on the
attack.
lane when it's daytime, but when it's night like that, I think he has kind of the right idea. He needs to start picking up levels again. He got the really fast level 4, which was good for his team overall. But since then, he's kind of been slowed down and shut out. He needs to just relax a little bit. Most of the times, one of these engagements will work out for him. He's just that talented of a player that he'll usually work it out, but you know, sometimes a team kind of just outmaneuvers you, and that's what's happening right now. And this is kind of what I wanted to see from WarriorsGaming.Unity in the last game.
Dire's middle tower
I feel like
is
this is
under
a team that is smart. They know how to play good standard Dota. This is kind of what they should go for.
And they're reading the movements of Fnatic pretty well.
Yeah, I know.
Not just the actual sort of physical, movements of the heroes, but ward coverage, realizing when they need to push this bottom lane and contest the Bat Rider. Also, the Lone Druid has been given a lot of space up at top lane. He's got his Midas recipe.
That's why it confused me so much when they went for that pocket strategy in the last game. Because I feel like this is a team that knows
Radiant's
what they're
middle
about.
tower is under attack.
You're gonna go for this move at top. Picking up both the Bat Rider and the Vengeful Spirit. Trying to get a hold of this Lone Druid, but he's got 1000 HP, and as long as they've got TPs available, he's gonna spot them coming in with the Gyro ulti. This might not even matter if they can TP.
TP2 though. Lone Druid's already dead. Zaki's on half HP, but the Thunder's Wrath already killing him off pretty much here. The spin through from the Juggernaut. The look for 3-4-3, and the Vengeful Spirit will drop. But Archer has to be worrisome here because the whole net he's left alone. The Omni slashes down down to kill him off. Whoa, in comes the OD, and Nana will secure that one. But Ohio back behind the tier 1. Ashlyn prisoner with the movement speed from the Wisp. They've caught him. I've lost 3 heroes of WG, but they'll find the 3-for-3 trade-off. Nana, the OD, comes through with a great double kill.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was worried about. If you dive like that, yes, you can burst down the Lone Druid, but The bigger concern there is that's a really tanky hero. You're gonna have to blow minimum 2 ultis just to kill him, and I mean, that's what they had to do for that engagement. The Juggernaut ultimate looked like it was gonna be really promising to the gyrocopter, but then he just turns around and hits him once in the face.
The rocket barrage kept on going as well. I thought that Juggernaut was just going to swipe down the gyro and make that fight an easy win for WG.
I think it was okay for them though. The counter initiation was really good. They didn't have to pull a smoke to take that fight.
And this has given gyro drums for now. Earn over on DJ. Juggernaut, what we're looking at. Phase boots and a bracer. Still looking okay net worth wise, as the Midas should be completed in. Well, it's actually already done over on the Lone Druid. I thought he'd need a little bit more gold, but
Yeah, if he survives, if the Juggernaut survives that fight, that's a clear win for them. Oh, they're able to kill Zaki.
whoopsie. Poor little lion dived under tier 1. Now, how close are we now to Blink for Ohio? 1200 gold up and saved in the bank. Oh, they're actually pushing on the tier 1 at bottom lane. Again, this is a Fnatic lineup that aren't particularly strong at pushing towers, but if there's no contest and you've got triple range creep and a catapult, there's nothing stopping you for now. TP will come out from the line and the Juggernaut's making his way down here, but without Omni Slash, this might be a difficult prospect for him. Earth Spike is on the 3-4-3 and a spin from Arjit, and there's the relocate. The Wisp is level 6. They jump themselves in the back end. Ohio tries to lasso up onto Nana, and mid one he's back. The Zeus, he wants to damage down this little Wisp, but mid one, he's just right-clicked. Nana, the damage output from this OD is insane, but they don't leave him there. They drag him back towards mid as Arjit clears up the Vengeful Spirit in the back. But Blitz, why did the Wisp take the OD back towards mid?
I'm not sure. It was a really curious decision.
Because that one hit from the Arcane Orb took like a third of the health from the Zeus
I
with
think
one hit.
he could have been able to chase him down too. He's got drums. And treads.
And Sandy's Eclipse.
Yeah, that should have been a free kill on the Zeus, in all honesty. Probably just misclicked or something, but they're gonna make their chase here onto mid one as he's juking, but mainly just to secure this bottom rune. Still, things are relatively even here. The net worth lead is going in favor of WG.Unity as their offlaner is picking up more stable farm. XP is not even really a thing. The Lone Druid, this is the downside of the hero, I guess, is that he can't really join his team in those kinds of ventures at bottom. For example, if you have another aggressive offlaner, then maybe you go down there, you take a full fight, absolutely destroy Fnatic, but you're kind of doing that already in the economic game, right? You leave the Lone Druid by himself up here, farmed for just a few minutes, and he's got the Midas and 1200 gold to boot already. Just really quick timing for this hero.
Yeah, he's definitely gaining value up there, while Fnatic, they leave their Gyrocopter to try and deal with this, but it's not the best 1v1 matchup that Net could really hope for, and they still haven't taken this tier 1 tower up at top lane. A nice boost of gold for them, if nothing else.
They've rotated a lot of heroes up here, but the Lone Druid's afraid, he knows because of the lane situation. He should just back up, relax. Got a lot of farm already built up on him. No reason for him to push things further.
This Wisp, I was kind of surprised at the pretty good timing on his level 6, but it's also the timing on this mech he's building. 800 gold away from it. Bottle, wand, now he's got the buckler and the headdress. Just needs the recipe to complete that one up. And now it's WG's turn to TP people up towards the top lane to try and make sure that this tower is secured and not given away to Fnatic. This bear just wailing away at 3-4-3. No real way to kill it off. Simply, so we'll go with a swap onto the hero instead. Savage Roar plants in the back, and Fairy Fire is there, and now finally mid one kills them off. But the other slash brings back onto the creep. Mid one tries to TP out, but it's the OD in the back end of things, taking down Net. DJ, he's looking for the slow, looking for the void as well with a silence forward. Nana,
Really
Nana, the OD is being dropped, and there's a 3-4-3 stun. The magic missile, the Juke, the Fog, he's hiding away in the trees. The Astral's up, the Night Stalker. 3-4-3 just needs to get in on this target, but it's so difficult to find that bloody Outworld Devourer, and he's got no mana left. He's used his stun already onto Argus Juggernaut, who spins himself back to safety a little bit here. DJ still hunting and still chasing, but the OD comes back in to die!
Why?
DJ, he's gonna find one, and maybe look for the second one. The drums in the face boost popped by RJ. He sprints himself away from this, but DJ, he's earned him up. He knows he has no mana. The double TP comes through, and the Juggernaut will be safe at the very least from this one.
Why did you do that?
Well, Devourer.
Nana, you were gone. Your Jug was doing some crazy juke stuff too.
I think he just wanted to run in an Astral and try and save him.
No, they were all good. Maybe he thought he was gonna burn more mana with that hit. I'm not entirely sure what the play there was.
Now mid one, he is very rich. 1800 gold Swings things back, at
Oh
least.
boy, they really could have won that. They really should have won that fight. A lot harder than they did.
Omniclash was down to Zeus, but there were like 2 wave creeps plus the full creep camp there with the Centaurs. Didn't do a massive
Then he
amount.
just TP'd and nobody was there to
Yeah.
help him out. And once again, they lose Zaki.
That's the second kill on the lion I've missed. Silly little lion.
Playing alone right now.
Getting jumped on by this Batrider, and that's given Ohio his blink as well.
If there were tactical pauses, I would use one right now in Dota. I would just tell my team, relax. WG.Unity, they still make good moves. They're getting a lot of farm on their low druid still. 2,200 gold up on him already. You have really good cores on the side of WG.Unity. Just downside is taking these like individual engagements and failing them kind of gives Fnatic an out. And it makes them feel more confident every subsequent engagement that they're taking. You just have to slow down the pace of the game. They lose the bear.
No resummon for 20 seconds, but the Lone Druid's still sitting on close to 2,500 gold. As the daytime approaches, Aghanim Scepter's halfway done for DJ, and this is something that he's been very good at. He's actually deciding whether he needs to go back for the Midas and pump himself up if he's having a bit of a slow game. But currently sitting at 3-0 and 1, DJ.
I think he just needs stats. Point booster's really good against that. Oh, just because it doesn't give you int, just gives you a flat number.
Well, Nana is invisible here. Oh god, the sentry ward spot back into it as well. This time has jumped on him. Nana's caught the OD. Oh, he thought he was safe. They've not got him just yet, but with the Zeus spamming out the Arc Lightning and that bolt, they will find the kill onto the Outworld Devourer.
He played that so fast too.
It was like
He was right there with the swap. Yeah, it was max distance almost from the sentry, but brings him back into it. Good game sense too.
I wonder if they were looking for a ward if they actually knew the Invis OD was making his way up there. Because DJ moved across and he stood up on top of this high ground as though he knew, and then Venge came straight in with a sentry. Good sense there from Fnatic as they're going to go on to win now with the lasso not thrown by Ohio. Savage Roar, but the damage output's good from mid one. And they're going to hunt down for Zaki. Great cancels out a TP and it's a double kill for your Zeus. Fnatic are starting to run over WG.Unity here, and they're finding these pickoffs on every single lane.
They don't kill the lone druid. I think it's okay, Durka, but it's because they keep getting the lone druid on top of that. And it's not like they have to kill him all the time. It's like a random, oh, we'll slow down your relic even more. Oh, I'll just run into you, kill you.
There's another minute and a half on your time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Imagine if he hasn't died those last 2 times. He'd have the relic right now. But his team, they're just getting into all these fights, and the fall down is going to do so much work.
Yeah, Whisper's just a goner. Nana, Astal is available, but he can't really turn and fight against the 4-man brute force from Fnatic. They're all relatively low on HP and mana though, apart from mid one who comes in and bottles up 3-4-3. They're all...
Those were WG.Unity, they had to know that that engagement was going to happen. They weren't continuing top. They weren't going to give up that tier 1 tower for free mid, and they're just slipping right now more than anything. They're not really playing with their namesake. They're not playing as warriors or as a unit. Not a lot of unity right now.
Are they gaming though, Blitz?
They definitely are gaming. I can appreciate the fact that they keep running at Fnatic, but I would really like them to slow down the pace of the game and chill out a little bit.
Well, I do have this relatively greedy 3-core
Like, get the
lineup.
relic no matter what. That's the goal here. Get the Radiance. The Radiance timing is going to be okay from the Lone Druid, even with all these minor delays. Like, he's got the relic now. Just a little bit.
Yeah, about 300 gold and he'll have it. Getting very close. It looks like the rest of his team are trying to group up at least in his third of the map, so they've got time to react and get in. He does get jumped on again, but Fnatic mirroring the movements of WG.Unity here, and they're all towards the Radiant jungle and actually pinging out into Roshan. Not going to be the quickest or easiest one, but with the Wave of Terror up to level 2, 1 point of the Vengeance Aura, they've got these little things that will help take Roshan down a little bit faster. The rest of the Radiant actually smoking up with a Jug and the Lion. Lone Druid wandering himself across, though he doesn't have his relic for another 130 gold. If this fight goes well, he'll have the relic, but if this fight goes poorly and the Spirit Bear is actually lassoed up onto the high ground here with the Firefly down, the call down is launched down onto nobody just yet, but Zaki is still taken out with his stance there. The mech back onto him, heals up through without food, but the Eclipse onto net drops him low, and the spin from Argit will take him down. 3-4-3 is ripped apart, and Fnatic, they've lost their Gyro and their Vengeful Spirit, with Ohio trying to dance himself away from this fight. He kept the Spirit Bear up on the high ground, but that lasso not expended to the best
damage on that Owl Devourer as well. It's the hero that's
they're hunting in the back.
Okay, they need to stay as a group.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They do manage to the Aegis though. Probably the most important thing. That's the big prize here. They could get the Zeus as well, that'd be huge, but it's like he's a little bit too far away.
He pops his regen rune and looks like he wants to try and zap him out a little bit more, but he'll lose it. That static field causes the neutral creeps to come and cancel out his regeneration. That went well for WG.Unity.
That went really well. I think the game plan there was to try to make the bear useless. Like, just leave him on top of there. That bear is not that great. It's not like it has a relic or a radiance, or it doesn't have the radiance, so fighting on top of that is sort of pointless. I don't know. I almost feel like they should have just saved it for the OD. Like, having it on the OD was so much more important. Yeah, they didn't even have the relic on it. It was kind of a useless bear. I think what they were worried about is if the bear goes in and Savage Roars right before Roshan's about to be taken or something like that, but I think even then, it's kind of a weird situation to take it. At WG.Unity, they've kind of made things okay again for themselves. Please! Lone Druid, you can't die!
He's still got money for relic. He only lost a couple of hundred there.
The Radiance timing overall
Yeah.
has just been brutalized.
It's 21.5 minutes in now, and this Lone Druid with 4 deaths to his name, that could have been a 17-minute Radiance pretty much.
Yeah.
He's been farming well, just getting picked off by Fnatic.
It was the relic that was slowed down more than anything. He would have had the relic so much sooner. KB completed on the gyrocopter. Fnatic, the good news for WG.Unity is that it has to be Fnatic that has to push the pace of the game. This gyrocopter is not going to super scale as much as an OD or a Jug or a Lone Druid will. The downside for WG.Unity is that they have to split up space between all of these heroes, and I think the Jug is going to be the hero that kind of gets the short end of the stick.
Gyro has finally got his BKB, but we're still looking at this mech from the Wisp, and that was utilized really nicely over towards the Roche Pit fight, where Wisp kept his line alive and through the silence from the Night Stalker allowed him to turn back and stun and get a few more spells out. But we're still waiting for Lion to really get this Finger of Death up and running. He's had it for a while, he's level 7 now. But just getting onto a target without dying himself instantly to, you know, Zeus plus Avenge stun, it's proving difficult. That Finger of Death down onto a 1200 HP Zeus, if you combo it up with, you know, a Hex or an Omnislash, that is the Zeus gone. And that is a lot of damage output from a Fnatic down the drain. Because mid one level 12, if he doesn't get out Thunder God's Wrath and a couple of lightning bolts here and there, there's nothing to supplement Gyro's kind of... It's not tickling damage, you know, it's just like sort of damage over time, right? Between Rocket Barrage and Flat Cannon. It's not one big burst, it's a little bit of AoE, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
You can work around the gyrocopter as well. So honestly, the Zeus causing all of their issues right now. If the Zeus wasn't doing as much as he was in the team fights, they'd be okay. WG.Unity, but Blink Dagger pickup from him is making work. Most of the time you see the Zeuses go for the Aether Lens for the damage plus the build-up.
The mid one loves Blink.
The Veil, yeah. The Blink's really paid off, I can see why.
I don't think I've ever seen him go Aether Lens first. I think sometimes he goes like Soul Ring and then into Blink, but he really, really loves his Blink Dagger.
You need a positioning item on Zeus. It just depends on when you decide to get it. Before I used to favor the Force Staff, just because it helps you with a lot more situations, but I think the Blink Dagger is slowly gaining for me.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as useful, for example, when the Lone Druid just sticks on top of him, but it'll still be above average. It's really helped him in these engagements, at least. Really tricky to fight.
Fnatic still hiding that BKB for the gyrocopters. WG, they're in on this tier 1 mid and there's no glyph available.
Dire's middle tower
No real way for the Batrider to do, jump in. Well, as I say that, he does. Relocate. Where were they going? Down to bot lane. They were hunting for nets, but the relocate's not going to come to anything, and I think Wisp is just going to be forfeited here. So you can try and tether across the Juggernaut, and he will succeed, but he'll still die. Mech, heals, all you want. 5 heroes here from Fnatic, and they will make damn sure that you die to this.
They knew no matter what, they're not going to let that hero escape. Just like, we're going to commit for this one. The OD has the Rod of Atos now, but he also needs the mobility. I think he needs to pick up a Blink of his own.
He's still got Aegis. How long does he have Aegis for, actually?
Dire's bottom
Another
tower
2.5
is under
minutes?
attack.
So he could potentially just forego like a buyback and go
Radiant's
straight into
top
the blink to
tower
give
is
them
under
that.
attack.
I don't think
nice,
you're safe for buyback in a game like this early on anyways.
Just go for the big item, try and win a team fight.
Radiant's top
Yeah.
tower has fallen.
Got 3,000 gold saved up and he's not throwing it out just yet. I guess he does
Dire's
still
BKB
want to.
as well.
fortified.
I guess he still does want to TP away, but it's a tier 2 at top lane. Fnatic secure. Well, Radiance should be done. Wait, what? Whereas the relic is still over in the courier. Okay. Is there any reason to hide the relic? 'Cause he's had it for a couple of minutes now.
No. He just was never really able to get over there.
Everyone else is using the couriers and spamming it.
Yeah, and
Doesn't
then
have a chance.
They took that Roshan fight.
That's true.
This Radiance though is much more delayed than it should have been. It's kind of crazy if you think about it, considering how much farm he got in the lane. That Midas timing was really sick.
Yeah, he could have had like a 15-minute relic. Things had all gone to plan and things have been all good. It will be the BKB out from this OD. The Rodovatos Black King bar, and I guess if they're going to relocate him forward, that'll be the positioning tool they'll use just to get him into the battle and then pop his BKB to fight through it. The Veil now though over onto the Zeus. Fnatic, their window to fight is now, before this Black King bar comes up and before Juggernaut gets himself into any bigger items. He's gone back for the Blink Dagger himself. Lone Druid is the target they want to go and pick off. This smoke from WG is so perfect. If Lone Druid can survive through the burst damage from mid 1 and Ohio, and it looks like he can, the Veil is there, but the damage output's not good enough. They blink themselves a little bit further back, and mid 1's being chased here. 7 seconds until that blink is up, but the Earthspike misses, and he turns around to kill off the Lion. Mid 1, Rodovatos, but the Blink Dagger is going to get himself back over the trees, but no, he's going to turn around and fight! Nana, zapped down, Aegis Immortal still there, but mid 1 blinks back further into the trees and then trapped out this OD. He's in the middle of 4 Fnatic heroes, and WG.Unity, they've lost so many! This is going to be almost a 5-man wipe, as Lone Druid is the only guy to survive back in his fountain, gets his Radiance, but Fnatic don't lose a single hero.
Team fight right now has been pretty impeccable, and I think the biggest thing is that they're getting rid of the crowd control from WG.Unity. They have one crowd control hero, Durka.
Lion!
It's the Lion. You know what happens to him in every single fight? He gets ulted by Zeus and then has like 100 HP, and then they just kind of like glare at him and he goes down.
It looked like a really good smoke though, like they were
The idea behind it is okay.
they were protecting the Lone Druid, right?
Yeah, I think the idea behind it was alright. It was just they don't have the same amount of team fight. We talked about it too in the draft, right? When you take heroes like OD and Lone Druid, you don't have crowd control cores, or reliable ones anyways.
But it was like 2 heroes from Fnatic jump in, jump out, and then WG.Unity find themselves kind of trapped here while the rest of Fnatic like close the net in around them.
That Aghanim Scepter plus the gem as well. You're never going to get stable team fights anymore against the Night Stalker. Yeah, you've got the Manta style completed onto the Gyrocopter. You can use the scale. It's a good item against the Jug, not a great item against the OD. Counters one hero, doesn't the other.
Lone Druid entangle as well, I guess.
Yeah, works out, because you can entangle through BKB.
So, what's the reason to not go lifesteal here? Is it just like the timings of your BKB and Manta are so necessary?
Yeah, I think he was okay with just the drums and the BKB. Now he gets the good one from the Zeus.
And back
Still,
into
they
it.
cannot afford to take many more of those fights. WG.Unity goes without saying, but it doesn't get easier from here on out. Especially for the Zeus. And the Jug, like we talked about, he is the one that got the short end of the stick.
Oh, they'll jump in, a net, and he's got his BKB, but he is just burnt down. He'll throw the call down after popping his Manta style. The rest of his team prepping continue this, but good TPs away as the blink goes through. God's Wrath is used, and no prevail there. I think get nothing out of it and only lose their Gyrocopter, so a decent pick off there, 1500 or so net worth swing. While the Lone Druid just continues farming down the bottom lane. Gets from his Radiance up to another 2,000 gold. That should be Vlad's coming up shortly. That's going to give them so much armor and a nice bit of life still back for this Juggernaut. What's he going for? He's getting a Manta style of his own. That's an interesting one. I guess it's a similar kind of thing. You don't want to get stanced up by the Juggernaut, by the Night Stalker. Not be able to spin or Omni Slash. They go for the Blink Dagger. He wants to be jumping into the back of the fight, looking for the Zeus and looking for these easier targets to just Omni down.
BKB on the OD completed. I think that's going to kind of give them some rays of sunshine into this game. They're like, okay, well now OD plus BKB, one of the best combos in the game.
Like a second wind item almost.
Yeah. It's kind of absurd how good that item is for OD. Downside is you can't astral yourself. Physical damage is really good against them. But Fnatic, they don't have the best physical damage dealers. Can't astral yourself, that's the only downside to it. Otherwise, because of your first skill, you deal so much damage. I don't know how easy it's going to be for him to take the fights though. Because of the Night Stalker Ags gem vision game is going to be really hard for them. Plus the Bat Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jump from that. He utilizes it better than most heroes.
And now nighttime comes. I was just thinking, Ohio is going to be aiming for that. He's going to be gunning for the OD every time, right? BKB or not.
Maybe if he could get Jug before he gets his thing, like any of his abilities off. Really just depends on positioning, like who's caught the most out. How hard it is for you to get the OD in.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Because if you try to jump anybody else, then the OD has the potential to just astral.
Well, LD, he's not going for the Vlads, he's picked up a Hyperstone. Rushing towards the Assault Cuirass. Deal nicely with a flat cannon out from this Gyrocopter. It's the trade-off of towers here as the Radiant actually get through the tier 2 a lot faster than Fnatic do. Demolish on the Spirit Bearer pushes them up onto the high ground, and tier 3 is being pressured. Fnatic, they have to TP back to try and defend the smoke. Used and popped his Bat Rider. He's up on the front lines with his Yule Scepter. Gets himself into the air, the stun. Not there from the Lion. The rest of Fnatic, they've actually forced the BKB out of Nana here. And Ohio's got a Blink Dagger with the lasso available. Lion is just gone, immediately eviscerated, and the chase is on. WG, they've got to try and retreat out of this one. The relocate will send one of them back, and Juggernaut TP's away with Wen also retreating. They'll give up their two supports, Lion and Wisp. Fnatic, they come back and defend, but that was pretty disastrous there from Unity as Ohio. He made such a sweet little move across to pop the smoke and get vision across them perfectly.
Yeah. Again, they just don't have enough control. They're one control hero once again. He just failed and then popped in one ult.
Oh, hello. Without his ultimate, this lone druid not going to last long. And he's dead for 65 seconds.
That was a surprising move.
All of a
They
sudden,
want to keep going too.
they appear out of nowhere up on the front door and...
Okay. Jackie, I feel so bad for you.
Like, he's got Tranquils and Wand, he doesn't have a bracer or a cloak or anything.
But he's so important to them.
I know!
It's so rough. Just buy a casual cloak.
He's got the money for it. He's got 650 gold. I don't know if he's trying to save for Blink or something.
I don't think he's saving for anything at this rate. I think whatever dreams he had, he should kind of just like call it a day. Be like, alright guys, I'm gonna get a cloak. Because right now the Zeus ulti plus Veil is almost entirely forcing him back.
I'm not getting a GameCube for Christmas, I'm getting a Dreamcast.
That'd be sick. That's the wrong analogy.
What, you like the Dreamcast?
Yeah, the Dreamcast was awesome.
I got one, but there were never, I had like 2 games on it, dude. I
Yeah,
like
that's
Sonic.
like...
Well, but it was awful, it was a waste of money.
Yeah, there was Marvel vs. Capcom too. Oh, I never played that. Let's see. It's like you get Cole is too normal.
Yeah.
All you can do is play RD and CM and rank. I'm okay with that.
I've been playing a lot of RD recently,
Yeah.
instead of AP. I prefer it.
I guess the one argument I'd make against that is that, let's say I want to play hero like 10 times over in practice, right?
And you want to play in ranked.
But it goes beyond that, because I want to know the best heroes against that hero as well. I don't want people to pick like Jug support because that's all that's left over. I'm gonna pick Storm. Like what made my Storm go is I wanted to play against the heroes that countered it. Like
Yeah.
Alina's World.
But you can't in RD.
Yeah, it's practice.
I still think we need like a new... Like, Captain's Mode is Captain's Mode for competitive gaming. I still think we need like a modified version of CM for ranked. I don't know how to go about it. Because there are so many like griefers and stuff that take Captain and are like, I'm going to pick your Pudge and Techies and you will play it.
From my casual standpoint, I like the change, but from competitive blood in me, I prefer AP.
Yeah.
Which is why you see people like Eternal Envy and RTC complain about it. But anyways, that has nothing to do with this game, as I mean, maybe Zaki wishes he was a different hero at this point. He just re-roll.
He's still got money, Blitz. 800 gold, he's not spent it on
Let's be
anything.
real here. There's nothing he's gonna buy that's really radically gonna change his luck.
4 bracers?
Just buy.
Just buy 10 gauntlets.
Yeah, you might be getting close to Bracer Gaming.
Oh, Blink Glass though captures one. It's going to be the Lone Druid that's zapped down, but a good relocated save back from Arfu will keep him back and safe in the fountain. The Spirit Bear though, not going to have that luxury as he is definitely not safe under the brunt of damage here from Fnatic, and the high ground fence is difficult with Yule Step down to swap the Wisp. Headed across again, but he's slowed down on the retreat now with a Savage Roll. Big death on the 3-4-3. The BKB from the OD trying to do the damage back, but then the BKB himself falls. It's almost like forward for Archit. It's going to be a lot of DPS, but it's no kills apart from the Vengeful Spirit. And in the meantime, Ohio, he pretty much 1v1 the Lion in the back there.
You don't have to tell me that Zaki died in that fight.
I was considering not saying anything,
Yeah,
but
it's all good, guys.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle
The
tower
Lion.
is under
It's the
attack.
Lion. This is going to be Glyph expended, Lone Druid, no Bear for 15 seconds, no Omni Slash. Basher on this Juggernaut might be enough to push himself forward, but Net, he stands his ground and fights. Hello to saw from DJ. Not sure what is deterring.
Radiant's middle tower
Does
has
not
fallen.
dispel off that Arcane Orb effect either. Fnatic will take the tier 3 and just retreat themselves away.
KB completed on the gyro as well. It's the counter to the OD. When he goes to the BKB, because like we talked about, he can't astral himself. Just out physical DPS him. And we saw that almost accomplished there in that fight.
This Yule Scepter from Ohio is proving immensely useful. Just throwing people up into the air, stopping the OD from getting a good run into the middle of the team fight, catching out Lone Druid, who's still trying to build his AC.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Late mail, it's just all been so slow for Wen. The first 7 minutes were spectacular. He got Midas, all good.
He just was way
Dire's
too
bottom
one-track
tower
minded.
is under
He's like,
attack.
oh, I'll go up here, I'm only 1,000 gold away. And then he gets killed. He's like, oh, I'll go up here, I'm only 1,200 gold away, gets killed. Slowed down his timings way too much. And we're just not seeing the impact of this hero in this game right now. Dealing with the Lone Druid quite well.
There was that one moment top where it's like, oh yeah, Lone Druid's pushing tier 3. The rest of Fnatic have to come back and stop him. Since then,
Yeah, you haven't really felt the impact.
yeah. Since then he's not really done too much. Yeah, well, Juggernaut.
The OD and the Jug desperately want to deal damage, but the problem is, Fnatic, they have so many tools to engage and disengage with, like the blinks, the swaps, the Night Stalker having the vision game, the Batrider with pure mobility, that you need some kind of control there. You either have to hit some sick root at the very start of the fight, or, like we talked about, Zaki, he's got to get everything off.
He's got 1,000 gold now, Blitz.
Building up. I think it's Bracer Gaming time.
Still got 1,000 gold now, Blitz. I think he's saving for a Blink Dagger. Oh, the lasso deep in behind tier 4s, and Nana is obliterated as he's dragged back. The buyback from him. Gotta try and get him into this team fight. There was no saving him. So Ohio went super deep there. They've even expended Relocate to try and actually grab him and take him back. But Net just up on the high ground on the front lines with his Aegis of the Immortal. Pummeling into that barracks. Fnatic, it's going to be difficult actually having these guys stop when. Maybe a bit of miss micro there up on the front lines. He's got no buyback and no bear. There's no Radiance Burn and there's no Courier either as it's sent into the meat grinder. I think
crumbling.
it's over. As this game starting to come to a close, the blink forward, there's the OD aggressively on the back again, but 3-4-3, he's not burning through, the stick charges into the final hit. Archit will secure it with the splash out from the spin, but Yule stepped up into Zaki and Nana still in the back end of this team fight. They've killed off Gyro, but mid one, he's got different ideas. Lightning bolt is through. He's got no mana remaining. DJ, full HP and full mana. Guess who he's hunting for? Guess who he's gunning for? It's Zaki. But the healing ward will keep him up and running while over on the side. Nana, he's hungry. Thirsty for blood. DJ, Night Stalker with the Bat and the Zeus will retreat themselves away. Full laner axe. And 2 buybacks out from WG.Unity.
Plus the Courier.
Oh, I've got no idea what happened there. Like, Lone Druid walked in his hero with his Spirit Bear. The Courier was there as well.
I don't know, I think Wen is just kind of tilting a little bit. I'm hesitant to use that word, but that looked like...
Dire's top tower.
I think he's just losing focus. A lot of times that'll happen to teams just when you don't really feel... Some of your teammates might think, okay, we can still come back into this game, play it out. But you personally just you know, you don't feel like you have to be as precise.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think this game is pretty hard for them to win still. They've got ways into it though. Jug's got Abyssal Blade, so when focus up again, can still make a lot of impact. They did have to blow a lot of the buybacks, and it cost them that full lane of racks, and this game isn't going to be easy, but...
OD is still a beast.
Yeah, and Jug still has some items.
Fnatic will not give up this tier 2 easily though. WG, I kind of wanted to come in here and, you know, just snatch it away, but Fnatic, full 5-man force, all grouped around that tower. Dire Jungle becomes the Radiance. They get a nice observer ward down. I think that's scouted out by the Dire one over to the east as well, as they're actually jumping in. Zaki, Nana, Vision, and it's here. Radiant observer ward will get dropped down as Ohio, oh look at that, relocate back. Guess who's gonna die though? Poor Zaki. Poor Zaki. Wait, how much gold? What? He has no money.
Gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet, man.
What happened to all the Lion's money? He had 1,000 gold and now he's got 300 with no new items.
Did he buy back?
Did he buy back? Yes he did, you're right.
Yeah. The only way.
That's tragic. 0, 14 and 7.
It's like we're kind of just joking about it, but it's mainly because you can't do anything as a Lion in a game like this. You actually can't. Not against a Night Stalker, Aghs, Bat Rider, Zeus. Your hero just is not that effective. Lion, this is part of the issue, is that Lion is not meant to be this underfarmed. But he doesn't have a secondary support because Wisp also needs farm. Which is why I don't really like the combination of heroes.
A Spirit Bear with the silence on him. Crippling fear. Inclasso onto the Lone Druid for the Rod of Athos as well. Plant Wen still being zapped down, and with the BKB from Nana, Wen tries to retreat back, but the Wisp is not enough healing or sustain to keep him alive. Net is available on the front lines with the BKB still up as well. Takes down the tier 3 and now looks for the racks. But once again, it's the Lone Druid dead for a full minute. While WG there left scrambling to try and pick up the pieces here.
This Jug has to do a lot of work in this next fight to make up.
And he's got Blink Abyssal Blade. Guess he'll try and maybe look for the Zeus in the back. And Jet, he just does not want to get hit by sticky napalm. Rod of Athos onto net, he blinks forward looking for actually Ohio. The only splash is there, but he doesn't throw the Abyssal Blade just yet. He's waiting and holding onto a DJ. And he's going to get spun down a little bit, but 3-4-3 flops him back, and Nana with our Jit, they're just dealing with a Vengeful Spirit. It's only a support. Zaki's dead, the cooldown lands on their head, and Arfu's chased back. The Wisp is gone with a triple kill for net. This looks over. WG.Unity, 4 heroes on the sidelines, and Fnatic take down their second lane of barracks and maybe even look for the tier 4s and throne, and there we have it. GG is called. Fnatic take game number 2. Much more steady, a little more clean sailing for them. The Night Stalker, Bat Rider draft and pick that they've been using definitely worked out for them this game.
Especially on Dire's side, they were able to abuse. It looked like for a second WG.Unity, especially if the Roshite, they could maybe do it, but it was an anomaly in the overall game, just because Fnatic were able to so effectively kite. With the amount of blinks they had, the amount of mobility, the Night Stalker was hard to lock down. There's too much that came down to the Lion. I feel like that was their big issue here, is that they didn't really have heroes that could control up. Maybe if their offlaner was